I'm Jonah.
And I'm Rishik.
And this is Bottom of the Food Chain, a podcast where two socially inept middle schoolers rant for about 30 minutes.
So right off the bat, I just want to say thank you to anybody who watched our last episode. We got a pretty surprising amount of support from the people that I know that watched it, who all said it was pretty good, and I highly appreciate anyone who actually took time out of their day to watch it. It means so much. It means a lot. It means more than any of you could know that you watched our silly little project that me and Jonah put together. So, amazing. If there's anything that we can do to make it better, just tell us, and expect more in the future. Unless, Jonah or I mess up. But thank you, truly.
I want to thank everyone at school as well. Even those people that said, I loved your podcast. I watched the first 5 minutes. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate my social studies teacher who keeps repeating, ready to mingle, as I said it in the first episode.
Ready to mingle. He is ready to mingle.
Not really.
Any single ladies out there?
No, stop. All right. So, and also everybody was like, when's the next one coming out? So that's today.
That's going to be today. Awesome. And also, thank you to all those people who were like, yeah, we watched your podcast, and felt like they were kind of making fun of us, which, not great, but at the same time, I don't care. They're still talking about it, and, no publicity is bad publicity, as they say. So let's get right into it. First topic on the docket today is the Super Bowl, which, as many of you know, if you saw the last episode, I am sorely disappointed because the 49ers, who I was rooting for, lost. And now I have to see even more of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, he's a good quarterback. He clutched that game.
Okay, maybe he clutched that game, but I don't want to see any more State Farm commercials where everybody's like, oh my god, I'm walking my dog. Is that Patrick Mahomes? 3-time Super Bowl winner, 2-time Super Bowl MVP. What are you doing here? And Patrick Mahomes is like, well, just like you, I watch my dog. And they're like, wow, Patrick Mahomes, I want to be just like you. And then he's like, in order to be just, it's so dumb. I don't need that.
I think though that's literally every commercial with a celebrity.
Right, that's every commercial with a celebrity, but it's even more annoying when it's Patrick Mahomes. If it was The Rock, I'd be like, hey, it's The Rock. Or if it was I don't know, Donnie Wahlberg, I would be like, hey, it's Donnie Wahlberg. But since it's Patrick Mahomes, I have to be like, ugh, Patrick Mahomes.
I do think though that when someone gets too popular,
agreed.
Same with that's the whole thing with Taylor Swift
and Brady and Tom Brady. When Tom Brady and Edelman,
we're from New England.
That's what I was gonna say. We love Tom Brady because he did a lot for football in New England. But
even if he kisses his son
on the mouth, but he did so much for sports in New England. So much. He was so good at what he did that everybody in the NFL hated him. And I feel like I'm not comparing Brady or Mahomes to Brady because, one is undeniably better than the other. But I feel like as far as hatred goes, we're going to see a new Patriots come up because people I don't know a single person other than you and the Swifties who were rooting for the Chiefs to win.
I met some people that were rooting for the Chiefs.
That weren't Swifties?
Yeah.
Who?
We're not naming names.
Okay. We're not naming names, but you're going to have to tell me after this so I can have a stern talking to them.
Alright.
But yeah, definitely. I am... Brock Purdy. Dude, if you're watching this, which I know you're not, but still, if someone on Twitter links this video and you manage to see this, the disappointment that I feel like I'm your father, right? And I was watching...
You're freaking 13.
14.
14, alright.
And I'm watching your Little League game. You know what I mean? And, it's all tied up. And you go to play, and you foul out. You foul out, right? And it's not foul out, but you have 2 strikes. You have 3 balls, full count. And you mess it up. Imagine how I feel when I'm sitting in the car and I'm driving and you sit and you ask me, hey, can we get ice cream? You just threw the game. You expect me to do anything for you when you messed 16 seconds left on the clock, Brock Purdy. That's all you needed. 16 seconds. Do you know how many times you went to 4th down? Brock Purdy? Let that sit in. Let that sit in.
This is such a strange scenario, but we were talking...
I am your father, Brock Purdy, and as your father, I am disappointed.
He looks like he is 10.
Meaning that I am his father.
Rishik mentioned Austin Reeves on the Lakers, who also looks like he's 10.
Which I think is so funny. So funny. Like, look at him. Like, he looks like he'd be shooting hoops on our basketball team.
Yeah. He looks like a little boy.
He does look like a little boy. Oh, dude. Brock Purdy.
He's also a very...
I'm pretty sure Brock Purdy tweeted on his, Twitter, "Sorry, USA," because not a single person in the United States of America was like, you know what I really want? There wasn't a single kid being like, you know what I really want? I want Patrick Mahomes to win another Super Bowl.
What did you think about the, the halftime show?
It was weird.
It was weird.
Dude, the whole thing with Usher and Alicia Keys, like, she's married, bro. Like, relax.
Well, yeah, but,
also,
never mind, yeah.
Yeah, no, but it was weird. It was also, really mid because Usher hadn't released music in, 6 years. Yeah. And the only reason he's doing this is, to promote his new album, which I thought was kind of like a,
well,
a scummy move.
Well, that's the only reason that any...
Rihanna...
Well, they're always going to be promoting their music when they do that.
Right.
What do you expect them to do?
But, at the same time, Rihanna wasn't dropping an album when she performed, and neither was Snoop or Dre or 50 or Mary J. Blige or Eminem or Kendrick, for that matter, when they were doing it. Kendrick's album wasn't even released when he did or, announced when he did it. So, I feel like a lot of the times, dude, you know what the craziest Super Bowl halftime show of all time is? The craziest lineup? One of the craziest lineups of all time. It's so funny saying this. Coldplay, Beyonce, and Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars is so short. I realized this last week.
He's 5.
He's 5'3", I think.
Which is pretty crazy, but
I'm gonna...
with a voice like that, you don't need height.
Yeah. He would be lots of people's perfect man if he wasn't...
If he was I don't know, 6 foot something.
I'm looking up the picture of Taylor Swift and... Bruno
Mars.
Yeah.
The thing with Bruno Mars is that I never really liked any of his solo stuff. Don't cancel me. But when he did Silk Sonic with Anderson .Paak, dude, I loved Silk Sonic. Silk Sonic was great. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Look at that.
He's so short. Taylor Swift could, step on
Taylor
him.
Swift is also, 6'1", though.
5'11".
5'11"? I don't know. But she's pretty tall.
But like I was saying, have you heard any of his stuff with Silk Sonic? Anderson .Paak?
I've heard some of it.
It's so good. It's so smooth and jazzy and it's so good.
Bruno Mars has amazing solo stuff though. Talking to the Moon.
I don't really like talking.
Grenade.
Listen. For anybody watching that doesn't know this, I do concert choir, and the amount of times that I have to hear these chorus kids show off their singing chops, these choir kids show off their singing chops by singing "Talking to the Moon." It's okay, you can sing, yeah, but you have to go. It's relax, dude. Take a chill pill.
What about
That's me.
Just the Way You Are?
It's mid. I don't really love it.
Stop! You're breaking my heart right now.
Bruno Mars is not my favorite pop.
God.
He makes okay pop. Did he deserve to win that Grammy for Album of the Year? No. I'll say it.
All right, fine.
He doesn't all this stuff is so. It has this weird feeling. He sits I can't imagine Bruno Mars sitting down in the studio and making his music with music in mind. He's I can't imagine him making music with passion. It's he's thinking about what will sell the best when he's sitting down at his piano.
This is so sad. I
don't like Bruno Mars. It's just not for me. But Silk Sonic, on the other hand, it's so smooth and the influences are all there with so good. If you haven't heard that first Silk Sonic album, give it a listen. It'll change your life. Anderson .Paak has this an amazing voice too. Not as good as Bruno's, but he's good. It's great. Yeah. Bruno Mars is awesome though.
What did you think about the Super Bowl ads?
It was not as good as I thought it was going to be. My dad always makes a huge deal. He's like, when we watch the Super Bowl, I don't watch it for the game. I watch it for the ads. And he was sitting there, like, I was watching one of the ads. It was like a Hyundai commercial. And it was like the most normal Hyundai commercial ever. Or actually, no, it was like the 4th Timo commercial that we were on.
Yeah, they just keep doing that. They keep doing that one.
And I looked over to my dad.
That's
and
he's $31 million, by the way.
I know. But, like, it's the 4th Timo commercial. And I look over to my dad. And he's like, his arms are crossed. He's like furrowing his eyebrow. He's shaking his head. And I was like, Dad, what's wrong? And he's like, and he was like, this is the 4th commercial that they've done for this exact one. It was like he was devastated. It was like he was like genuinely angry.
He was very invested.
He's invested in the whole culture of Super Bowl commercials.
You know what's funny? There was a DoorDash giveaway thing where if you won, then you get every single item featured in the Super Bowl ads.
Jesus Christ.
That's a really cool concept, except there were 2 ads that were just for Jesus. So you just win Jesus.
That's so funny. And also there's an ad for Temu. Like, what do you get the entire...
You probably get
it's hilarious that Temu is getting sued by for anybody who doesn't know, Temu is getting sued for like the Chinese government for like tax fraud or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, they're getting sued, and it's crazy how they can just get Super Bowl commercials. And not even just one, like 8 of them.
They got a lot.
There was a lot of Temu Super Bowl commercials. And there were just like normal car ads too for like Hyundai and Ford, and I'm like, you're not doing anything creative. It's like, for $10 down and no warranty, get your new... Like, it's like, I could watch... If I wanted to see this, I could just watch Modern Family. Like, where are the fun commercials?
I just played Tetris during the car commercials.
I don't know. I was like, when we were watching the Super Bowl, every time I pulled my phone out, my mom would get mad at me. Like, we're watching the Super Bowl, and you're on your phone. And I was like, okay, relax.
My favorite ad, did you see the Dunkings one?
The Dunk?
With, it's a Dunkin' ad, except it's...
Oh my god, with the Ben Affleck, yeah.
Tom Brady and Matt Damon, and he's like, how you like them donuts? I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I love that one.
That was funny.
That's my favorite ad.
That's funny. Speaking of Ben Affleck, his marriage with J-Lo, I don't want to get too into it, but like, weren't they like, I remember... I read, and I didn't know that Ben Affleck and J-Lo had, like, a history. All I knew was that they were married, and I saw a video on, not a video, but a story on my Google feed, and I pressed it, and it was like, Ben Affleck and J-Lo allegedly divorced. And I told my mom, and she was like, again?
Again?
And I was like, how many times has this happened? Apparently, like, at least once, like...
Yeah, I found out about the Benefer thing during...
Benefer?
Yeah, that's what they call it.
They do?
That's what they call the ship.
I'm not deep... the ship?
Yeah, the
I didn't know they were shipping, like, 40-year-old adults.
Well, because...
Like, 50-year-olds. 50-year-olds. They're 50. I thought shipping was for, like, Tumblr girls.
I don't know.
And, like, BTS.
If you're a fan of them, then...
Name one person who's a fan of Ben Affleck.
I don't even know. But
maybe if you're a friend, if you're like a big fan of like the Ben Affleck J-Lo relationship, tell us. You know, let us know.
But yeah, I heard of it from the South Park episode where Cartman's hand puppet was Jennifer Lopez. It's weird, but yeah, he said, "I am Jennifer Lopez," and he just talked like that the whole time.
That's so racist. That's terrible.
Yeah, because
it's Cartman, because it's Cartman, right? Speaking
of the Marvel stuff, yeah.
Speaking of Super Bowl commercials, a lot of like Marvel stuff dropped on the Super Bowl. The new Deadpool trailer.
Deadpool 3.
Deadpool 3 with Hugh Jackman.
When's that coming out?
I don't know, like April, May, around, probably.
Right. That's cool.
Or like next year, I don't even know. But like, I hope it's gonna be good, because I need something to take me out of this Marvel drought, dude.
I don't think
did you see Critical's video, Critical's a YouTuber if you don't know, but Critical's video on Madam Web?
I didn't see that, because I'm scared, because I want it to be good.
He said, the name of the video is literally Madam Web is horrible.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna be good.
It's not gonna be good. Like, the last Marvel movie that was good was like actually good, like really good, was probably like Spider-Man.
Spider-Man No Way Home.
No Way Home.
I thought...
Or if we're counting like outside of like the MCU, then Across the Spider-Verse, but...
Yeah, but I think Black Panther Wakanda Forever was pretty great.
Black Panther Wakanda Forever is like a 7 out of 10.
That's a pretty good movie.
It's a solid movie, but I'm talking about the last time I saw a Marvel movie and I was like, wow, they did this well. This was like a good movie to watch. Multiverse of Madness was kind of, not great.
I'd give that like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, like a 6.2 to me. Like, they didn't do enough with, like, the Illuminati plotline or whatever.
I turned my brain off during the Marvels, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, because you turned your brain off. You weren't, like, critically thinking about it. Dude, the only way that you can enjoy a Marvel movie now is if you separate it from everything else that Marvel's done.
If we're counting shows, though, I think Loki Season 2 is pretty great.
It's alright. It's not as good as Season 1. I'm not even gonna lie here.
That's true.
I'm not even gonna, like, cap and say that, like, Marvel's been, like, doing good, because they haven't. They've just been announcing stuff that nobody's interested in, and they'll be like, psst, guess what? We just dropped the trailer for a character that nobody's been interested in, even when we gave them their own franchise. I didn't watch Echo either.
I heard it was good, though.
Yeah, it's, rated M, and God forbid, because my parents would, like, or not, did I say M? Sorry, I'm talking video game terms. It's rated R, or TVMA, or whatever, and my parents would, soil their pants if they found out I was watching a show such as that.
I didn't know that, but that's interesting.
It's rated, yeah, it's like an inappropriate, it's, it's supposed to be edgy and violent.
Apparently, though, no, not apparently.
Oh, dude, the girl from Arrested Development, who's the one, who's the Andy Samberg show?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, she's Echo, right? The girl from Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
I don't know. It's the lady from Hawkeye. It's Maya from Hawkeye.
I know who that is, John.
Okay.
Let me see.
I don't know. But also they released the Fantastic Four cast.
Oh, they did? Wait. I haven't seen this. Who is it?
Okay, so Mr. Fantastic is played by...
This better be good.
Pedro Pascal.
Okay. Alright.
Which is...
It's I love Pedro Pascal, don't get me wrong. Him in The Last of Us was great, but, like, if we're being real here, like... There were rumors that Adam Driver was going to be Mr. Fantastic, and that is literally, like, ideal casting.
I wanted John Krasinski!
No, John Krasinski's such a mid-choice, because, like...
Stop!
So basic. Adam Driver would have been the perfect one. But anyways, who'd they cast as Human Torch?
Eddie from Stranger Things, Joseph Quinn.
You're kidding.
No.
That's so
Look
bad.
it up.
That's so bad. Oh, Joseph, like, you were fine in Stranger Things, but, like...
Eddie was great. They ruined him.
Who is they?
The fan base ruined him.
I'm not deep into, like, this internet Chrissy Wake Up.
No, they ruined the character of Eddie. Eddie was an amazing character.
Amazing is pushing it. He was a drug-dealing metalhead. If you want an amazing...
He was awesome.
Dude, I know, like, 20 people that are just like Eddie Munson. Dude, go down to Boston and go to any metal show, you'll meet 40 people that are just like Eddie Munson. So who's the thing?
I'm looking up.
Fingers crossed. I need this to be somebody good, right? Because so far we have Chrissy Wake Up and The Mandalorian. Not in ideal casting. For
Fantastic Four.
And the Fantastic Four hasn't had, like, a good piece of media, like, other than comic books in forever, dude.
Jack Kirby is in the movie somewhere. I don't know. Vanessa Kirby, I'm assuming, is...
Oh, no. Dude, who is that?
I don't know. She's not in anything I've ever heard of.
Wait. What movies? Because, you know me, I'm a sucker for... She was in Napoleon. You don't know Napoleon?
I do, but I don't know who she was. I didn't watch that movie.
The World to Come. I think I know that. Oh, just like a bunch of iffy art house movies. Okay.
But, yeah, and the thing is another random guy that I don't know anything about. But
that's so disappointing.
I don't think the cast is going to be that bad. I think it's going
to be... They better make Doctor Doom someone impeccable to make up for the blunders.
Is he announced to be the villain?
I'm pretty sure, yeah. It better be somebody impeccable, though, because I can't deal with another Marvel blunder. Like, if you mess up the Fantastic Four, like, the amount of anger that I will have will be insurmountable. Sorry, I'm nerding out here. I probably sound like a total dweeb, but...
Alright, but yeah, X-Men 97 dropped, which I'm excited for.
Isn't it like 3D?
It's animated.
3D animated?
I think it's like...
Have you seen the OG X-Men animations?
Yeah.
I love the series. Like the X-Men 92, 93 series. I love that series. That theme song? It goes so hard. It goes so hard. Anybody, if you have Disney Plus, watch the X-Men TV show. You'll hate it. I know it, but still watch it. But I love that TV show. I had such a phase with that TV show that I made my parents buy me some of the action figures that were released for that show off eBay. So I have them somewhere in my room. And they're not even like, they're not even like cool characters. They're like of villains that showed up once and never returned, and I just have that in my room now. So yeah,
I like the X-Men. The X-Men could beat the Avengers, I think.
Oh yeah, 100%. X-Men would like take the Avengers and make them like they would eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and save some for dessert. Like the only thing that the Avengers have going for them is Wanda, but like the X-Men, but Wanda's still a mutant.
Yeah.
So I don't know which side she falls on, but regardless, like the only thing that, like, but like, the X-Men have like 40 Wandas. Like it's not even fair.
Yeah, that's true.
If we're talking about comics, they have literally everybody.
What? I'm gonna sound like a fake Marvel fan, but what was it? Rogue, who is the one that if she touches you, then you.
Yeah, she absorbs your energy or whatever. Yeah.
So she's like, she touches you, you're done.
Yeah, exactly. Like she's just gonna run up on Cap America, and he's gonna be like, for justice, for liberty, and then she's gonna touch him, and he's gonna like die. It's like you can't do anything at that point. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah, she also like absorbed Captain Marvel's powers.
Yeah.
In the comics, apparently, so like she has so much up on him.
Deadpool solos anyone though.
Yeah, there's literally a comic series for those who don't know. There's like a comic series called Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe, where he unironically solos the entire Marvel Universe and kills all of them.
Yeah, they all just die.
Yeah, he like.
You know who I hate?
Who?
Squirrel Girl, and she can go die.
Dude, why do you hate Squirrel Girl? She's so cool.
She's not. She's Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl's great, dude. She literally...
How did she beat Thanos? No, that's not fair.
You know who she also beat? Galactus.
You cannot say Squirrel Girl.
She's Squirrel Girl, dude. Listen, you're just a hater. Okay?
I am a hater.
You're just a hater.
Fine.
Right? You're just mad because her name is Squirrel Girl, and you are nor a squirrel nor a girl. So, you know.
I think there's a couple girls at our school who think they're squirrels, though.
That's such a mean thing to say. Don't say stuff like that.
Alright, fine.
Yeah. No, but that's Marvel stuff. It's snowing out.
It is snowing. And we had a snow day last week.
As many
which
of
means
you know.
I got to skip writing for a day.
Let's go. I hate writing class. I hate it. I used to love writing, you know. Little old Rishik would have his stupid, notebooks, and he would write in them like there was no tomorrow. And now every time I see a pencil, I start like internally vomiting.
I don't like writing class, but
yeah, snow day, dude. The funniest thing is they were like, we're gonna get like 12 inches, and then I woke up and it said peak 8 o'clock. So I woke up to go to the bathroom or whatever at 8 o'clock. Right? I go to the bathroom, I go back to my room, I open the blinds, no snow whatsoever.
It's just raining.
Right. No, not even raining. Like
it was raining for me. I got so sad.
Dude, I bet the school superintendent felt pretty dumb calling off the school day.
Yeah, but
you wanna know how I found out about the snow day? I'm doing my homework,
right? They
right?
texted me.
I'm doing my homework, right? And my dad, without warning, he comes up to me and he starts playing some audio on his phone. It's from the mayor. And it's like, and she's just talking. And then she's like, and now for our special guest, who has something very important to tell you. And it's like her 4-year-old son. He's like, it's snow day.
It's snow day.
And I was like, oh, really? Because, listen, I don't care what anybody says. I think that in the middle of the week, there should be like an extra day off, like on Wednesday. That makes the week so much...
At least a half day.
It's like a half... That would make the
I need a refresher.
Exactly. That would make the week so much more bearable, right? Monday, Tuesday, skip Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like, that would be...
Oh, we just skip Wednesday and Thursday and Friday?
No, you just skip Wednesday, then Thursday, Friday.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Fine. I would be fine with that.
I'd be so happy for that.
I would be completely fine with a 7-day week if we got a 4-day weekend.
That's wild. No, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that for the life of me. Like, a 7-day week. Dude. No. I could never. Dude. Like, imagine sitting. Like, 5 days is already pushing it, but then you add the extra 2 onto that, and it's wild.
I don't know. I just hate... Weekends are over so fast. But it's February break.
That's awesome. But, like, you're right about the weekend thing. Like, I can't ever enjoy Sundays because, like...
That's what I'm saying!
Like, because every time I wake up on Sunday, and my mom will remind me, it's like, one more day till school, and I'm like, why did you have to say that? Now I can't enjoy my day without thinking about school. Mm-hmm. It's, like, aggravating to the point where I'm like... I don't know. I have nothing against school. Actually, I do have a lot against school. I don't know why I lied just there. But I feel like school could be so much better in so many ways if they just let me be president of the world. Don't you agree, Jonah?
president of the world.
But don't you agree?
Sure.
If like you made me like the ruler over everything, I would be the. I'm kidding, of course. I would probably like start a nuclear war on accident.
I've seen those videos where why Mr. Beast will be president one day, and I'm like,
no, he's not.
I would not vote
not.
for Mr. Beast as president.
What? Unless you like came out of the gate swinging with like all these new like radical ideas that nobody like. But it's like Mr. Beast. Like he stops people. Like he stops people. Like he gives away like Walmarts. He doesn't, solve economic crises. Like
he's like, if you vote for me, I will donate $10,000 to everyone and.
That's just bribery. You can't bribe votes.
You can't?
No, that's illegal, Jonah.
Oh, that's probably true. Yeah.
Buying people's votes, that's gotta be illegal. Like, you can't do that. Because if it wasn't, Donald Trump would be president all the time.
Whatevs. But...
Yeah, Mr. B, like, dude, I don't think there's ever a universe where, like, an honest-to-God celebrity. Maybe, like, 50 years. I don't think there's a universe where, like, an honest, like, a real celebrity. Not not like Richard Nixon, where he was, like, an actor before.
Kanye West was running.
But I'm talking about...
We should vote for Kanye. I'm kidding. Don't vote for Kanye.
He's not even on the ballot this year.
Well, he wasn't on the ballot last year.
Okay. But, like, I don't think there's
far.
ever, like, in our lifetime, I don't think there's ever going to be, like, an honest-to-God celebrity as a president. You know what I mean? Like...
I would vote for Keanu Reeves.
I would vote for Keanu Reeves to be president too, but he like seems to be a person who has like no interest in being president. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And that makes sense. Like, why would you want to be president? That just seems like an insurmountable amount of stress. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you wrote something down right here, and I'm wondering what it is.
Oh, we'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about that in a minute.
All right. Yeah.
But cause like if you think about presidents, there's not a single president who everybody was like, I love him. He is my favorite, or she is my favorite. Or up to this point, he is my favorite. You know? There's not a president that was like unanimously loved. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there are presidents who are up there. Like Lincoln and Washington.
No, but they were loved now. Lincoln was probably the most hated man in like the United States.
That's probably
when he was president.
True, yeah.
Everybody probably. Dude, CNN 10 the other day, I learned that Lincoln actually thought that whites were superior.
I know it.
I was like, no! Dude,
uh-oh.
I thought he was like an S-tier president, and now it's like... Is he like... Did they ruin Abraham Lincoln for me? Did Coy Wire ruin Abraham Lincoln for me?
Later, we will wink wink nod nod maybe do a president tier list.
If you guys are interested in a president tier list, let us know. We'll do that, definitely. We'll ruffle some feathers. Get canceled.
Alright, so tell me what this is.
Third semester hibernation. First, hand me the guitar. Oh, yeah. Well, let me get into this third semester hibernation thing.
Guitar.
Thank you.
Alright, third semester hibernation. Explain.
So, back in social studies class, Mr. That's our social studies teacher. He has a reputation for kind of happily picking on a lot of the students, in like a happy-go-lucky teasing kind of way. And so there's this one kid in our class, and he saw this one kid, and he was just like staring off into the space. This one kid, and he was like, just like not a thought behind the eyes, and he's like, and Mr. came over and he was like, hey, and this kid was like, what? He was like, are you hibernating over there? And then he's like, and then Mr. went on like this full-on rant about how once you get to the third semester in school, everybody starts hibernating. You know what I mean? Because it's so far into the year.
Yeah, kind
of. That's like a concept that I think is very interesting. You know what I mean? Where it's like...
I think I go hog wild at the end of the year.
This is my thing. The first 2 semesters, it's still kind of... First one, you're fresh, right? Second one, that's kind of wearing off. Third one, by the time you get to the third semester, it's like the Wednesday. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's a reason why so many people give... Like, Wednesday is like the national give-up day. It's like the day where people feel like, like they're worst. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing with the third semester. Because you're close to it being the end of the school year, but you still got to get through a lot.
Yeah.
What do you mean you go hog wild at the end of the school year?
I just like I start grinding. I that's like when I'm almost done. I gotta do this.
Right. Really?
Let's put the guitar back. Or I mean, never mind. Yeah, whatever.
Right, but
yeah.
Definitely like I think that kids like as far as school goes, they get tired real fast. But they try and like stay motivated. You know what I mean? And I guess that's the issue with I guess a lot of like kids in school. It's because how are you gonna get good grades if you don't care about what you're learning about even slightly? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
Which is like it's tough because I could read the Pearl as many times as like if I found the Pearl outside of school and I read it, I probably would have enjoyed it.
That's
Same thing goes for like The House on Mango Street or any of these other books. But for the express reason that I had to learn it in school, I'm now like forever like kind of mad. You know what I mean? Because now oh, my bad. Sorry, I hit you in the back of the head with the guitar neck. But I feel like because I have to do it, it's like the same thing. If I clean my room on my own will, that's cool. But the second my parents are like, you're gonna clean your room today, I don't care what you say, it becomes aggravating, right? Because somebody else is telling you to do it, it's annoying. You know what I mean? Which I find, that's tough with school, you know what I mean? It's like, and a lot of the issue I have with school is I have no interest with that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like zero interest whatsoever in a lot of the things that I'm learning from school.
Yeah, but this leads right into our deep talk today. It's growing up.
Growing up.
Because we're old now.
We're old. We're ancient. I'm decrepit. I have arthritis. I mean, look at this hand. Shaking uncontrollably. It's like I'm drinking Monster Energy. Besides the point.
Oh, so many kids in our school do that.
Dude,
it's so
drink
weird.
energy drinks, dude. I know kids in my grade that like drink coffee religiously. Like okay, all right. You know what? You do you. Be happy in yourself. But me personally, if I woke up in the morning and had like a triple mocha latte with 48 pumps of vanilla and caramel and just slathered in whipped cream and
I'm not sleeping for the next week.
Like I'm not sleeping, period. Like ever. Like, and also it's like having Reese's Puffs for cereal. Like how are you gonna have a productive day after doing that?
Reese's Puffs slap.
They slap, but I'm not eating it for breakfast. You know what I mean? Like if I wake up in the morning and I have Reese's Puffs, like I can't have a productive day. Like period.
I'm not a. What's my favorite cereal? Maybe we do a cereal tier list one time.
Maybe.
All right.
Actually, I have a question for you. I have a couple questions for you. Actually,
yes.
Before we get into this next deep episode here. If me and you were on an abandoned island.
Yeah.
And I died.
You died?
And I died. Right? I died of like malnutrition or whatever. Or like or a Komodo dragon bit me and I just had a slow painful death or whatever. Would you hang out with my dead body?
No.
No?
I'd bury you and mourn.
You bury me?
I'd give you a proper burial if you died. I'd mourn you. I wouldn't. What's up, Rishik? I wouldn't act like nothing happened.
That's funny because if you died, I would hang out with your body. Like
this is so weird.
What do you mean it's weird? If you died and I'm on an abandoned island, right? And there's not another soul. I'm not turning into like Tom Hanks in Castaway. Great movie, by the way. Where I'm like becoming best friends with like a volleyball and a coconut and like half a grape, and I'm drawing faces and I'm like yelling at a coconut. Being
I'm
like,
still a dead body.
Right, but like it's close to human. You know what I mean?
Whatever.
I would like hang out with you until like you started decomposing and smelling really bad, and then
And then you'd bury me.
And then I'd bury you. No, I'd cremate you. That's what I'd do.
You'd cremate me.
I'd set you on fire and then I'd like feed you to like.
What?
The birds on the island.
That's crazy.
That's exactly what I do. What I would do is...
Did you know Jews aren't cremated? Did you know that?
Yeah. I mean, I don't, like...
So you just go against my religion?
I don't go against...
Whoa.
Don't...
Crazy how you do that, Rashid.
Shut up.
Alright.
But, yeah. That's what I would do with you. And also another thing. So, for a bit of context. Before we changed seats in Spanish, I sat across this girl, right? And this one day... if you're that girl who's watching this, hi, but
hi girl.
You know who you are. This was before we changed sheets. She sat right across from me, and this one day I had to take off my glasses to clean up, and I took them off and I looked up, and she like acted like she had like a stroke. You know what I mean? She started like freaking out. She was like, ah! You know what I mean? She started like and I was like, what? And she was like, your glasses! Like, I've never seen you without your glasses on! And I was like, what's happening? Is it so bad? So my personal opinion is do I look that different when I take my glasses off?
Your eyes look a bit bigger.
Am I like Clark Kenting? Where it's like when I take off the glasses, I'm like...
No.
Whoosh.
No.
Tell me if I look different with my glasses off, because I can't tell, because I can't see without my glasses on. Off. I mean, but yeah, no. I don't look that different?
No.
Not really?
Also,
you take your glasses off. Now you look the exact same. Like, not... Stop it. He was going to start mewing. I just saved all of you from... Right. You gotta stop mewing in science class.
It's so fun!
It's not fun when you start mewing. When our science teacher, Miss Test Tube... Miss Test Tube comes up to, Jonah over here, and she's like, so Jonah, how's your work going? I'd be like, oh, it's fine. And then he takes off his glasses and he starts mewing. It's so weird. It's so strange. Like, he takes off his glasses. Like, he asked her the other day, do you know what mewing is? And she's like, no. And I was like, please walk away, Miss Test Tube. And then he started mewing in front of her, and me and the other kids at my table, those poor souls, we put our heads down. We had to pretend like we didn't know who you were, because it was so weird. Ugh.
I'm so cool.
You're lucky your teachers are nice, or else they would they would beat the absolute living Bulgaria out of you.
Beat the Bulgaria out of me.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any Bulgaria in me.
They would beat the...
I gotta check my family tree, though.
I don't know, I had to say something. and I did. Right. But our deep talk today...
Growing up.
Because, like I said,
we're going to be in high school next year.
We're going to be in high school next year, which means we're going to be officially, ancient to the kids around us. We're going to be, old. It's weird growing up. You know what I mean? I mean, okay, that's kind of, an obvious sentence to say. Isn't it so weird how, you grow up, which is, strange.
Yeah, but also,
I feel like I can physically feel, the time pass as I go on through my, day-to-day living,
Mm-hmm. This is the longest, this is, probably the most prominent time of your life, because while you're an adult for longer, this is, how you started off.
Yeah, I feel okay, yes.
Everything.
So, the big thing with being an adult, right, is it's, the longest part of your life, right? You're a toddler, and then you're a kid, and then you're a preteen, then you're a teen, then you're an adult for, the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Alright. I used to, when I was a kid, even though I still am a child, I don't know what I'm saying, but back when I was, 8 or 9, all my Little League coaches, they would always, give us these conversations, and they would always be stay kids, you know what I mean? And I would be like, why would I want to stay kids? I want to drive a car and buy lottery tickets and go watch R-rated movies.
Yeah.
And, all this other stuff. But now that I'm, 14, I can, I can see why people want to stay young.
Both sides.
I can see both sides of the story. Because while being an adult is cool and you get to do, I guess, cool stuff, like taxes, whatever adults do for fun these days, but it's just really not fantastic being an adult, I guess, in a lot of ways. Because there's a lot of responsibility. I guess the one thing that people never really tell you about growing up is one day you're going to get tired, and then you're never not going to be tired from that day on. You know? And
I've never experienced this before, but...
that's what it feels like for me.
That's what it's like.
I don't know how it, feels to grow up a massive amount of time, because I'm only 14, and for a good 4 or 5 of those years, I have no conscience of it. You know,
I thought when I was super little, I thought 13 was super old.
Yeah, me too. But now looking on it, something as expansive as living, the next year. You know what I mean? Thinking about going to high school is such a massive step for me, and that's 1 year. You know what I mean?
We had an assembly the other day, and he said, "You're gonna have 3.5 hours of homework," and I'm like,
that's not happening. That's not happening. And I was like, I can't do that. I'm gonna turn into the Unabomber if I have that much homework. You know what I mean?
It's crazy. I can't do that.
I can't do that, but there's pressure coming from it. It's the whole thing about getting older and responsibility. You know what I mean? Because every single teacher in our grade, every time they bring up the next year or going to high school, all they talk about, everything that they talk about is you guys get a lot of responsibility when you grow up. And
it's a lot harder.
Yeah, it's and that's the word that they use the most, responsibility. You know what I mean? And I like to think I'm responsible. You know, I'm a good little boy. You know, I do my dishes. I go to bed. I take my Flintstone vitamins before I go to sleep. But like, it's
what is responsibility? Because responsibility, there are different things that you can take responsibility for. So it's like, there's a lot.
It's like a lot, but like, are you mistaking responsibility for independence? Is that what's happening? Are you saying like we're gonna be more independent now, or is it like
from elementary to middle school is so much more independence because I have a locker and I get to walk across the hall to my next class.
But now, like now thinking about it, when I'm like gonna go to high school, it's like, dude,
I'm literally independent. There's no one backing me up here.
Exactly, especially if you take advanced honors classes like Mr. English, Mr. ELA did this impression when he was talking to us about advanced honors classes. He kept on saying something along the lines of, here, I like to hold your hand when we walk the street. You know what I mean? I like to hold your hand and, we do all these study guides for essays and whatevers. Apparently, when we get there, there's just going to be a guy in the back of the classroom. He's going to say, talk, and then he has his clipboard. He's just, like, watching you like it's your driver's ed. Like, he's not going to help you at all. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's a lot of responsibility. But then again, I am pretty good at talking. So, I feel like I might be able to do okay.
Hence, we started a podcast.
Hence the podcast. I don't know, it just feels really weird thinking about, like, going to the high school. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. The loss of innocence is really scary for a lot of people.
I feel like dude, my innocence has been long lost. You know what I mean?
Alright.
It's like it got in the lost and found, and let's just say it's not getting found anytime soon.
Yeah.
I'm not an innocent person, even in the slightest. If anybody who like knows me, who like actually knows me, knows that like I'm not an innocent person.
You don't want to know what Rishik did back in 2019.
Yeah, let's say that trip to Guantanamo Bay was for a reason.
Guantanamo Bay. Alright.
No, but, like, I'm not, like, I've seen some things that are pretty messed up, on the internet, and I'm not really an innocent person anymore. But, like, for other people, I can understand why they're, like, there's this loss of innocence, because a lot of people in our grade, they don't really, like, watch the news. You know what I mean? So, in a way, they're kind of unaware of the world that they're surrounded in and how not fantastic it is. Like, I said this in a presentation a while ago, but there's a person in my grade that I used to sit with that forgot that the war in Ukraine was happening. Maybe not like forgot, but they're like, wow, it's still going on? And it's like, I don't know how you could be unaware of something like that happening.
See, something so far away to us is like someone else's whole world.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's, like, crazy.
That's why I hate seeing people,
growing up, it's, like, this is big for us. Like,
it's, like...
It's big for us.
It's, like, for us, like, the war in Ukraine or what's going on in Gaza, it's, like, it's, like, something that we see on the news and that we sometimes debate with our friends.
Yeah, some fourth graders are, like, I'm going to middle school, this is gonna be fine. Like... Or that's like their whole world, and we're going to high school, and like, it's completely different. Like,
but then again, it's like
up and then a step up again.
Exactly, and like the thing is, it really varies. Like as far as like maturity and innocence goes for kids. Like, cause me and you, I'd like to think that we're mature, and there's definitely kids in our grade that are like around our maturity level. But like, there are kids in our grade that like are totally inexposed. You know what I mean?
I think, though...
But they don't know much about the world that's going around.
The thing with responsibility, though, for all the kids in our grade, though, is that there's always going to be a step up.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Like...
it's like, at first now, we have
kindergarten, elementary to middle. Then high school, then you go to college, then you get a job.
Then, like, from then on, it's just... that's, like, this, the not great part about living. It's always, like, this eternal... chase to one-up yourself, you know what I mean? To do better. Or, like, because you're always going up, you know what I mean? And I guess that's a struggle that a lot of people deal with, because after college, there's not, like I said, it's the whole thing. Like, adult is the biggest chunk of your life. After you reach adult, like, it's up to you to go up. There's no, like, automatic, okay, you finished this, now you go here.
I had an audition the other day.
For what?
SEMSPA.
Oh, yeah.
And, there's a senior there, and... I was like, he was in the school play, the high school play.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
I know
he's so cool. I'm so shy right now because they're so talented.
He was fangirling over somebody. I
was. Because they were so good in the school play. But then I was like, I talked to them and I'm like, wow.
They're people too.
Seniors. They're seniors though.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait. Okay, so when I was in...
Not both of them. One of them was senior, one of them was a junior, yeah.
I was like, when I was in 5th grade, I thought, like, 8th graders are so old. Now, I'm in 8th grade.
And I'm like, wow.
Seniors
are so old.
And now, when I'm a senior, I don't know how I'm going to feel. Like,
college students, dude. You're going to be like college. You're going to be like guys that are seniors at college are going to be
I have no idea how getting older is going to feel.
I don't want to... It's like the whole thing with growing up is it's like not a fantastic journey. You know what I mean? It's tough. It's like
there's a payout, I think, though.
It depends on... It depends. Maybe there is a payoff, but there's so much that you have to leave behind in order to grow up. You know what I mean?
Alright, I'm trying to leave them on a high note, and you're getting depressing.
Okay, no, but I promise it'll have a good payout. I promise.
Right.
I'm just saying that there's like a lot that you have to like give up in order to grow up.
There's always gonna be
a lot of people.
Hill.
There's always gonna be a hill, right? And I guess growing up is climbing. Like growing up is one of those massive, massive
Miley Cyrus
hills.
said.
It's the climb.
There's always going to be an uphill
I can almost see it.
battle.
That dream on that something. That's
whatever.
That movie was so terrible, but that's besides
the Hannah Montana movie.
Hannah Montana was like a goat tier show, but that movie was terrible. Point I'm trying to make though is like growing up is just one of those hills that you have to climb, and it's going to be a really, really tough journey. It's like harder than Everest, I'd say, growing up.
Probably.
And leaving behind all these things that you don't want to, but I feel like eventually, when you reach a certain point, you can finally look back on it and be like, I didn't want to grow up, but I feel like now that I finally did, there's so much that I can now be, because no person can stay in one place forever. You know what I mean? No person can just choose to do something like for the rest of their life. Things are always going to change, and change is tough, but you just gotta do it.
You got it, kids.
And to anyone who's doing this, who's struggling with anything, because we might not know you.
You might be older than us.
You might be older than us. You might be younger than us. You might be you might be the people that we talk to every day. If you're dealing with somebody or something, I don't know why I said somebody. If you're dealing with something, I'm not gonna give you the cheesy advice. And if you see something, say something. I'm not gonna give you one of those. But just remember that, like, struggle is temporary. And
Pain is temporary.
Swag is forever. Pain is temporary. No. Point I'm trying to make is that your struggle's tough, but you are tougher, and you will make it out of this okay. And no matter what happens, you'll be fine. That was so cringe of you to do, Jonah. Yeah. The heart, but it's really sincere. You're gonna do your best. You're gonna be great. Anything that's coming at you in life, you're gonna be able to take that on. So I think that's good for today.
Yep.
I think that me and Jonah are gonna call it. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Podcast episode probably gonna come around next week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say probably around that time. If there's anything that you guys want us to talk about in particular, just give us a heads up about it, and we will probably talk about it as long as it's interesting and also not too out there. But thank you if you watched it. Peace out. Have a great life, man.
Love you guys.
And woman. And anyone else who's watching this.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye-bye.